Hey everyone, this is Mike, and I got my friend Jimmy right here. We just wanted to thank you for checking out our podcast and give you a taste of what it will be like having us as your hosts. This episode will help you get to know us a little bit and tell you about why we're doing this. So, why do we have a podcast? Well, it's simple, really. We love the show and wanted to watch it again, and we wanted to watch it together. And with our busy schedules and lives unfolding, it's harder and harder to find excuses to get together, and a podcast is a great one. And then we thought we'd take it a step further. If we're already watching the show, hanging out together, what if we decided to make a podcast? Then we could work together, hone our skills, learn new things, and make something for all of you.
Yeah, and as far as creating content goes, Mike and I each have our own separate experience up until this point. I've made math content for work. Mike's made cooking content for YouTube. But in terms of a podcast and Avatar itself, this is the first of our creation. But for me in particular, Avatar was definitely cool. I didn't have a passion for the show itself or cinema in general until later down the road. But I definitely think, looking back now, the lessons from the show stuck with me. And it was in my rewatch, I want to say in about middle school, early high school, where I'd, look forward to the weekdays after homework was done, end of the night. I'd go downstairs and be like, all right, it's showtime for me, guys. Just don't interrupt me. I'm downstairs. Turn on Nicktoons. And it would always come on right before Dragon Ball. 2 episodes of Avatar and 2 episodes of Dragon Ball. That's where it all started for me. But in rewatching it that time, I realized that this is my favorite show. And since then, I ended up rewatching it a couple more times throughout high school. And at this point in my life, I quote this show like it is the Bible, bro. It is something that I will rattle off either in my head or to my friends who will, get the reference on a daily basis.
Yeah, you talk about Avatar with everybody we know. Like, you meet a new person and you introduce the show to them because it's just sort of like you've learned a lot of life mottos from it. Characters are like old friends at this point.
Right. It's definitely a part of me in that if I have a new person in my life or somebody that wants to know more about me, this show comes to mind for me. And I'm like, you don't know me until you've seen the show, to be honest. A lot of my free time as well is usually involving watching YouTube videos about Avatar. Mostly at this point, I've seen pretty much all the Avatar YouTube that you can find. I have a playlist of my own that I save all my favorite ones. And I constantly look back at that playlist to listen through again and again the lessons that I've learned. And, whether I'm trying to show somebody the significance of something from the show or just for myself to remember how deep some of it goes. It's just constant for me.
Yeah, that's a big difference between you and me. Like, I love the show, but I don't watch any analyses or go back on it all. I remember you're always sending me some stuff to check out, and I take forever to get to it. You ask me weeks later, do you ever watch that thing? I was like, oh, what? Who?
Did you do your homework?
Exactly.
So much homework for Mike. But it's definitely something where I have several YouTubers that the notification is on. And I always look forward to an Avatar video being posted because even if it's a point that I've already heard and analyzed, it's just something I'm always happy to hear again. It's just something about this show. I even saw it in concert recently. My girlfriend and I went to DC to check out an orchestra. I don't think it was the one from the show, but they work with Avatar Studios now. And We saw a live performance where they would show on a big screen the major moments from the show and played the music live that went with it, and it was just awesome. Just awesome. They knew exactly the audience that they were playing for, and they saved Secret Tunnel for the end.
Secret Tunnel.
Absolutely. And it was like a cool, longer version too. Definitely a moment where you had to be there. But I know it's something that they do on a regular basis. So, I mean, worth checking out for sure.
Wish I could have been there. Crazy invite, by the way.
Definitely invited you.
No, you invited me. It's just that it was expensive, bro.
It was. It was worth it to me, though.
I ain't got it like that. My story's pretty similar. I grew up watching Avatar with my family. Unlike Jimmy, I recognized it as the masterpiece it was immediately, you could say.
It takes some time for me sometimes. That's probably why I watch the videos again so many times, because I'll just be like, did I get that? All of it? Let's see. I'll listen again.
I remember it was like an event in my family because it was a very intelligent kids show, and like I was, of course, an actual kid when it was coming out, like, I don't know, middle school or something. But even my dad could sit down and watch it with us. Like when it was coming towards the end of the show, I remember it was in the summer, and in my house it had not very good AC, so it was a lot colder in the basement than it was upstairs. So we would always watch TV downstairs in the summer, and I remember crowding around the cool basement waiting for the finale for Avatar to come on, and it just sticks out in my mind. And then another moment that meant a lot to me, remember, like, there's a lot of moments in my life that are like entwined with Avatar. There's that family moment, and then with Jimmy, my co-host you've met. I remember we've rewatched the show a lot together, but I remember I think it was another summer when we were still in school, maybe high school. It was in this very basement we're recording in right now, where we had this horrible like CRT TV. We sat on the floor because it had no stand. We were just like crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
1 a.m. watching episode after episode of Avatar. And I remember all the lessons like finally sinking in and resonating. And I remember telling him, I was like, this show is just so real. The characters, they feel so real that I put myself in their position and I feel their pain.
Absolutely. I remember in that rewatch, you even said, like, I need to stop. We can't just keep going like this because I gotta internalize the depth that I'm feeling.
You would want to keep watching, and I was like, dude, I only want to do like 2 episodes a night because I need to think about them. I need to realize what's going on because it's going too fast. It's going to get overwritten in my mind.
Right. I remember that.
Another thing about me is that I love podcasts. Personally, I spend so much time listening to podcasts. I love learning, and I've found just great resources of just scientists and science communicators who share like facts and explain concepts. And I've learned so many things through podcasts. I also like some comedy podcasts, like D&D podcasts and all that. And so when Jimmy and I were thinking about watching the show again, and I have built up a little bit of expertise with like creative software, like recording stuff and mics and all that sort of thing, I was like, this is the best opportunity. What if we made our own little podcast? It doesn't need to be anything crazy, just something fun about what we love.
Absolutely. And we figured we might as well just go ahead and close this intro episode with a quick breakdown of our favorite characters. Mine is Iroh. Out of all of the quoting that I do of this show, I think most often it's Iroh quotes, which he's so very quotable. Just him being my favorite character prompts a lot of the other non-Avatar videos that I'll listen to on YouTube. I'm very interested or passionate about wisdom and lessons, and I think growing up with the show and internalizing the journeys that all the characters went on, but Iroh's wisdom in particular has stuck with me and really created that passion. That's what pushes him to number 1 for me.
Well, I hate to be that guy, but I do not have a favorite character, and you won't make me pick. No. All the characters are great. They all go through beautiful transformations, especially Momo. He really does it for me. Up there are Zuko. I mean, like we said, spoilers, guys. So turn it off now if you have not seen the show. But he goes from being the main villain to helping Aang reverse the tide of the war and restore balance.
Yeah. Best written character in all of television.
Yeah, everybody
in my
loves to
opinion.
talk about Zuko, and he's great. Love him. Katara is incredible. Like the way she, comes into her strength and helps Aang learn water. Toph is the GOAT. Like,
Absolutely.
best earthbender ever. Just crazy good. And Iroh, it would probably have to be Iroh. I mean, it's beautiful. Leaves from the vine,
A fan favorite indeed.
falling slowly.
Falling so slow.
Is that what he says?
Yep.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, I'm sure you'll like our other episodes where we actually talk about the show. So go check them out. Thanks for listening.
See ya.